Yo, what's happening, people? Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Resident Evil, the show on Netflix. Now, this ain't gonna be like a well thought out review. This ain't gonna be an immediate reaction. It's just gonna be somewhere in between because why not? I want to talk about this show because I watched it recently and it's on my mind, and I have some things I would like to share with you guys. And if you'd like to hear what I'd have to share, then stick around because that's what I'm about to do. But I would say, just as a general review-ish type thing, is that I enjoyed it and I would recommend it to people, whether you're a fan of the game series or even if you're not a fan of the game series. I think if you like horror, suspense, and that sort of thing, and I think you'd get something out of this. But here's the thing about this show, and what's really on my mind about it for the time being, is that with any movie, TV show, video game, book, just about anything, comic, whatever, doesn't really matter, but just about anything that gets released, you're always going to have people who enjoy it, right? And then people who don't enjoy it. And that's pretty normal. Like nothing's going to please everybody. That's just how it is. Even things that please a lot of people, they don't please everybody. It's just how it is. Some people love it. Some people, don't like it so much. So that's pretty normal. But every now and then something comes along where it's considered polarizing, and I think this fits into that category. And what I mean by that is, it's not so much that some people didn't enjoy it so much. It seems that a significant amount of people hated it, and that's where it gets interesting for me. Because if you watch a show and maybe you think it's boring, or maybe you didn't like, your story was that interesting to you, whatever, you don't hate it, right? You just don't like it very much. It didn't interest you, but you don't hate it. Hate is a pretty strong emotion. So for you to hate something, it has to touch something quite close to you, something that's very, maybe even personal, Otherwise, it's just a general, didn't enjoy it so much. But when people hate it, that means it touched something personal. And I'm not sure what that personal thing is, because like I said, I've watched the show, I enjoyed the show, and it's not political, it's not religious, not in any real way. It doesn't touch on any controversial subjects. So it's kind of like weird that people decided to hate this, And I was looking at some of the reviews or some of the opinions, and it seems to be things like, oh, they didn't like the story. That's not a reason to hate it. It's like, okay, you didn't like it, or they felt some of the choices were awkward. It's like, okay, well, that's not a reason to hate it. So yeah, it's kind of weird to me that people hate something just because of over a general but I don't know. It seems like my guess would be that that's not the real reason. You know what I mean? My guess would be the reasons being given aren't the real reasons why they hate it. Because not liking the story isn't a reason to hate. It's not that personal. You know what I mean? It's not that deep if you don't like the story. There's loads of TV shows and movies and whatever where the story's not that great, but you generally don't hate them. You just don't bother with it. But to hate it because you didn't like the story, I don't know. I feel like there's more to it than that. I feel like there's other reasons. But anyway, that's all speculation, really. But yeah, no, I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. I liked that they departed quite a lot from the story of the video games, but still, referencing the games. I think they referenced up until about Resident Evil 3, but I think if you follow the games, then the story goes up and down, gets changed, retconned at various points, and this happened, and then no, it didn't happen, and the games are all over the place at this point anyway. So trying to follow the story of the games is just a bad idea. So I think it's a good thing that they kind of referenced up to a point, but so they pretty much did their own thing. As far as I can tell, I haven't played all the Resident Evil games, but as far as I can tell, it looks like they just pretty much did their own thing with this for the most part, and I thought that's pretty cool. I liked what they did with it. I liked the kind of back and forth between what happened in the past or the present, and I guess what happened in the future, or technically the past, and then yeah, you watch the show, you know what I mean. I'm trying to avoid getting to spoilers too much with this video, but I like they kind of went back and forth with that. I like that you know, you kind of, because you got these new characters, and I felt like it was a good way of building up who these characters are, so learning more about them by going back and forth. And also just another thing I thought they did well as well, which I don't know, maybe this is just luck on their part, but the characters that plays the younger versions and the characters that play the older versions, they look so similar. No, they look so similar. Like, I can believe that was the same person that grew up. You know, the same people that grew up, because they look so similar. I was like, raw. They scored well with those casting choices. There are definitely a few things that they leave unexplained. You know, like some of the characters, and by the time it ended, there definitely was some things unexplained. Although I don't know if that was intentional though. It was just unexplained to me why a particular character doesn't seem to age. I mean, they explained some stuff about some characters. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that. I'm trying to say this without giving away spoilers, by the way, but I might have just given away a tiny bit of a spoiler. But if you've seen the show, I'm not talking about the main dude, if that makes sense. But there's a character in there that doesn't seem to age, and I'm like, But I don't know if that was like intentional, or whether that's like, as in maybe there is something about, I mean, we're talking about Resident Evil, they do all kinds of weird scientific experiments and stuff, you know, so it could be, so I kind of feel like there's something to it, but it could be just, I don't know, they just couldn't bother to change the actors. I don't know, like, it could be something like that. But yeah, no, I thought like they did really well. I felt like the violence was really cool, and for somebody who likes violent movies and violent shows, I thought the violence was pretty cool in there. I liked the story. I liked how it made sense. I liked how they kind of developed. There was a few things here and there that I thought, man, yeah, maybe didn't quite work so well for me. But overall, I'd say, yeah, more positives than negatives, or at least more positives in terms of a viewing experience than negatives. So, yeah, I don't expect everybody's going to enjoy it. You know, not everybody likes, you know, horror, and even if you do like horror, doesn't guarantee you will like this show. But hating it, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, man. That whole thing just seems I feel like the reasons they're saying they hate it is not the reasons they're saying. It's not the real reasons they hate it, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Like to hate something because you didn't enjoy the story. It's nah. But anyway, let me not get into that again. People are weird, and I guess Resident Evil has weird people in it, so it attracts weird people to watch it, and then they do weird things and say weird things. So maybe there's that. But anyway, I would still recommend it. I think if you like horror, you might enjoy it. I think if you like the games, you might enjoy it. Unless for some weird reason you decide to hate it for whatever. But anyway, that's what I thought of Resident Evil. Check it out if you are so inclined. But yeah, drop me. Let me know what you think if you watched it. Let me know you thought of it. Did you hate it? And if so, let me know why. Let me know the real reason why. Because don't come with, oh, I didn't like the story. That's not a reason to hate it, fam. That is not a reason to hate it. Hate is a strong emotion. That is not a reason to hate it. That's a reason to maybe you didn't enjoy it. But you don't hate things that you don't enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't hate something that you don't enjoy. You just don't like it very much. You don't hate it. Hate is too strong an emotion that you give to something you just didn't enjoy. No. There's a personal reason as to why you hated it. Just like there's a personal reason as to why you love something. It touches on something personal to you, and that's why you love it. You know, or it touches on something personal to you. That's why you hate it. You know, so don't come with this. Oh no, I just didn't like the story very much. No, that's not a reason to hate it. But anyway, if you hated it, let me know the real reason. Or if you didn't enjoy it, let me know that as well. Or if you did enjoy it, let me know that too. And if you haven't watched it, yeah, check it out. I think it's worth watching. But yeah, let me know what you think. Drop me suggestions, recommendations in the comments. Send them through and I'll see what I can do. Like, share, subscribe, because we're doing this till you get me, fam. Got more videos on screen. Check my other channels as well. Be much appreciated. And that's going to be it for the minutes. Oh, by the way, latte today. But that's a bit for the minute. So until whenever, if ever, peace.